You don't care what you're doing to me.
Hi, and thank you guys. My voice to say thank you very much for each and every subscribe, like, and please keep on commenting. I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, where we dive into all things reality TV, celebrity news, and podcasts. I'm so excited to share all the latest gossip and updates with you. Get ready to be entertained and stay in the loop with all your favorite stars. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fun content. Let's jump.
Yes, welcome. And I'm gonna jump right in. Please like the video. Like the video and subscribe. Today, I'm speaking about why my relationship, as I don't just speak about reality TV show, but different topics that can affect our life. Most of the time, TV and celebrity, their life sometimes reflect our own life. And so I'm diving into relationship, and definitely we know a lot of reality show that have problem, reality star that have problem with their relationship, and so wanted to make it mention in this video. So I'm gonna start first, and that as the topic is why my relationship. So I'm gonna speak about Mistress as well, because it is definitely part of it. So let me start first with this one.
Hey y'all. So I did text message. Hey y'all. So Sunshine got jokes. No remorse, but she got jokes. Now mind you, she didn't make any vows to me. Not one. He did. But she got jokes. She got jokes during the most excruciating, painful time of my life, outside my mother passing away. She got jokes. Now, I told you about their trip, and I did not put him out of our home when they went on their anniversary trip. He just didn't come back, and he claims that he didn't come back because he thought I was going to do something to him, because the last time he spoke with me in person, my eyes were half closed. I was like, yeah, right. I was like, let me tell you something. I wasn't going to jail for that, ninja. I ain't going to jail for these kids. I ain't going to jail for you. That ride or die shit, yeah, I'm a ride. I'm a ride all day long. Dying, I ain't doing that. And that's on everything I love. And a little bit of this Prosecco that's left, that's on everything. No, I'll ride with you and I'm gonna support you. I ain't dying and not over none of this anyway. Her, him, none of them. Just not gonna do it. But I was like, okay. So during that time, y'all, this was, it was pure insanity. I know that. And I'd asked him to come to get his belongings, come get his clothes and some of the other stuff that he had left at the house, because it was driving me nuts. The smell of him, the thought of him, just the memories of the home. I mean, during that time, it was pure insanity for me. And I just couldn't think right. It was like I was walking around in circles, and I really needed him to come and get his stuff. But of course, he gonna be all manly and talk about this, my house, I paid a mortgage there. And I'm like, well, that ain't fair to me. You moved her here from California to Atlanta. You paying her mortgage too. Go live where you want to be. Like, it's not fair to me. Like, this is not fair to me at all. But I was like, but okay. I was like, okay. But anyway, I need to put my police hat on and try to get them emotions under control, because the handwriting was on the wall and I knew what I was going to have to do. You know, I know I'm not that kind of lady that was going to play that game. And like I said, he had no remorse. She had no remorse. And I was like, I got to get to hustling around here and try to, find some things out because I trusted him with everything. Let's just say this. My investigations turned up some brutal stuff. I mean, really, really brutal. That had an emotional toll, just damaging stuff all the way around. So, I mean, think about, him professing her love to her and she professing her love to him and her talking about his love making and how she was craving him and she couldn't wait till the next time. Like, don't a wife want to read that kind of shit, but I had to, and I did. And it's indescribable actually, and actually, it's humiliating. It is really humiliating because this woman knew about me. She's watching me at basketball games. She's in the same restaurants where he and I are having dinner, watching us. He laughing, she laughing across the room. I can see her with her and her friends laughing across the room. Now that I think about it, I was like, wow. I had some friends that remind me of some times we were out to dinner. They were like, she was there at the restaurant when we were all having dinner with her crew. And I'm like, how bold. I mean, just how bold of him and her. And I didn't have a clue. But I'm like, what's a wife to do? What you supposed to do? I'm going to tell you what I did. I'm going to tell you.
If you remember back then, I think last year, this lady exposed her cheating husband. Come to find out that this lady, she was a mistress as well. She said he was married and she did not know at first. And once she found out that he was married, he already seduced her. So she told him, you need to get divorced first. And then you can speak to me. He went ahead and he got divorced. So she was a mistress, turned wife. And now 15 to 20 years forward, she is now the wife and he now has a new mistress. So it's a continue of where she left off or where she first met him. She first met him as a mistress and then she turned into a wife, only to end up become a wife and now being replaced by a mistress. Should you feel sorry for someone like her? People can leave a comment in the comment section. Should you feel sorry for a woman like her? A mistress. A mistress is a woman in a position of authority or control. Well, they feel like they're in control and have authority over the man because they're trying to keep a secret for the man so that his wife do not find out. A mistress is someone who have a relationship with a married man. So I'll go back to my next video. When a woman is unmarried, and it is common to speak of a girlfriend or a partner. But once she dates a man who is married, she now become a mistress. So, who don't understand what mistress is? That is what a mistress is. And later on, they now call side piece, side girl, side boy. You have boys, man, who are mistress, coleslaw. They have a lot of names nowadays. So I'll go back to my next video.
Hey y'all, it's been many moons since I have been on here. All is well as can be, and I'm grateful for that. It's been a long year, like most of you all have had a long year, but hey, life is lifing and we just keep moving on with it. So in January, I posted a video of my husband and his mistress at the Atlanta airport and shared my story about what happened before that day. I kind of went back in time from that day and started telling them my story. And let me say this first. When I decided to share my story, while walking blind and walking in the dark, I did so because I wanted to be impactful. And through my pain, hopefully I could help someone else who are in my shoes, who's about to be in my shoes, those who've been in my shoes before, where you can empathize and you understand what that feels like. And I wanted them to know that you don't have to hide or be ashamed because of someone else's actions, or their selfish actions, actually. It was really the start of my healing process. Some of you may agree or disagree with how I decided that I wanted to heal. And it matters not to me, because when you have a broken heart or have been deceived and lied to and betrayed, all you want to do is fix your broken heart, and you go about it any kind of way you have to. So for me, sharing my story was therapeutic for me, but everybody does things their own way. And I shared about how, basically the immediate aftermath of me finding out everything. So I kind of shared my story that way. Yeah, it's been heavy, y'all. And, there was no remorse from him. She was happy. She relishing in it. Wanted me to know, leaving stuff behind in my car, her panties, her hair, barrettes, things like that. She and her family were related, because then they could have him all to themselves, He paying her way, her mama way, her boyfriend way, her kids way, cash apping everybody, just cash apping everybody. But, he was just being an outstanding boyfriend to her, all while, I was sitting at home thinking he was being a good guy, handling everything for our family. But, such is life. We live and we learn. But he applied the pressure, and that is what he had been doing for a very long time. Calling you up, telling you a queen, sending you flowers, sending your mama flowers.
Okay. She talked about pension. That you put the mistress on the pension. So legally, a mistress is someone who have sexual relationship with a married man, and she's paid for her maintenance. So when a man have a mistress, you don't consider her as a wife. So you help her by paying her to keep her looks up to standard, maybe pay for somewhere for her to stay, because a mistress cannot legally claim any money from the man. So there's no liability for him to do that, to give her any money. They don't have any right to demand pension. So when she said he put her on the pension, that mistress is on check. She's on check. Like, because she doesn't have any right to the pension. The wife do. And for him to have the mistress on to his pension, that is another level. And I never see that. Like, America is like so different. The thing is, many women do not know, many wives do not know, that you can take civil damage. You can go to court and file a civil damage against a mistress. And I think this happened with Nene, where Nene Leak was with a married man. His wife went and she filed a claim against Nene. And that is definitely true. You can do that. You can file damage against the mistress for emotional distress. Definitely you can do that. So I'm surprised many wives do not do it often, but they should. A mistress did never come in my face, so it's not something that I would have done. But if you do have a mistress that do interfere in the relationship, I would say, yeah, why not? If she don't know her place, you gotta put her in place. So go to a third video.
Hey y'all. So I did text message his harem of harlots. Just 20 of them though, y'all. I didn't know that I could have done a group me and put everybody in it, because it was way, way, way more than that, more than I really ever anticipated. And this wasn't even talking about the whole marriage. This was just for the 10 years that I could go back and find what I could, you know. Now, was my reaction to their actions with my disrespectful walking lie of a husband mature? Absolutely not. But it was necessary for me, for him, and for them. Because you just can't play with people's lives and then think that it's just going to be okay. You know, telling lie after lie. Y'all, just tell the truth. The truth will do every time. You know, and there were many nights where I didn't even cry. I wept. And that's a different kind of emotion. You know, that is very draining. It's hurtful. It's beyond hurtful. Hurtful is not even the right word. And there were nights where every day actually, it felt like I had a ton of bricks on my chest. Nobody should have to go through that. So, you know, my purpose here is to let you all know, like, live right, do right, you know, and I'm hoping that this, you know, this is not fun and game for any of us. And I'm not looking back. Somebody put in the comments about somebody was looking back. Girl, I'm not looking back in my rearview mirror. I'm looking ahead. But I'm trying to give a warning to those of you all out here who are putting all your trust, all your eggs in that one basket. I'm not saying to not be submissive to your husbands or not trust your man or your female, because this goes both ways. But just be, you know, just keep your eyes and your ears open, you know. And I just wish I had, you know, listened to the words of my mother years ago. She was like, always be prepared for the rainy day. And I wasn't prepared for the rainy day. So that's on me, you know. So I can't blame all those women, because he knew he was married. Now, some of them knew he was married too. I just didn't like the disrespect, you know, where if they knew he planned some event, why would you come to an event that you know my husband planned, and you know that I'm going to be there and walk around the room and come smile in my face and do all that. That's sickening to me, y'all. And I can't deal with that. But, you know, he dirty, his people dirty, you know, and I just don't know what kind of thrill a man gets from that, from having women that he's having sex with in the same room with his wife and just making up lie after lie, you know. And the time I had surgeries, it was always some kind of reason he could not be there. Or if he was there, he left the next day to go have sex with Pat in Dallas or Monique or whoever else, you know, and Dania and Janice and Nicole, you know, the whole little mortgage little whores they had over there down in Dallas at that company, you know. So yeah, that's not cool for any of that, you know. And the other thing that really trips me out is I didn't know how gullible women were. I'm gullible, but some of these women, when I say most of them, when I say, y'all, I didn't know that people were sending naked pictures. I've seen more booby pictures, cootie pictures, just all kind of pictures from professional women. I'm like, now you should know better than this. You should know better. But, you know, I guess getting those LV bags and the designer bags and the trips and the money and the dinners and him doing whatever he was doing.
She know it very well because she was a mistress. We're going to go on to another mistress that says she's one of the baddest mistress out there. As we dive in, so I'm going to read a little bit. What's the perfect mistress look like? Men have a mistress. It's sadly not uncommon. Upward of 40% of married couples experience infidelity. Studies show that men are more likely to have affair than women and are often looking for more physical intimacy and attention. Physical, intimate, and attention. Sadly, it doesn't matter how beautiful, successful, or smart a man, wife, or girlfriend is. Doesn't seem hard for men who are looking. So, as I said, I'm going to go to another mistress because this mistress is now a very old mistress. She has spent 20 years only to be replaced, just like how she replaced the first wife. Should you feel sorry for her? No, I don't. So it does not matter whether the wife is beautiful, successful, smart. It doesn't make no difference. If a man is looking for the perfect mistress, and that would lead me to go into another couple, and where this man was looking for the perfect mistress, and that would be Martell Oak from Love and Married Huntsville. He had a beautiful wife, a successful wife, a smart wife. Yet he kept on cheating until he found the perfect mistress. And we're gonna dive in to what make a perfect mistress. I'm gonna make you guys see a little clip of who I'm talking. Okay, she says she's the baddest chick out there. Baddest chick. Yet she's being played by this man. Where am I? Where am I?
They never mention your name on the show. They never mention my name on the show because they didn't want to get sued. That's why they didn't mention my name on the show, but they used my likeness because what else do they have to talk about? Watch out for Tisha Mama. She loved her daughter as any mother should love their daughter. But I don't come for you unless you send for me. What's up? Did Martha have a linebacker too? Did you watch the interviews? You only mentioned Maurice. I thought I said they both did.
And let's see if she's a perfect mistress. Because Martell has been sleeping with this girl for 10 years. And she's not hit her 30. She was in her early 20s when she first hooked up with Martell. And up to now, he has not fully claimed this girl. It's course law. She's now his baby mother. And that is it. I was told that he and her probably married, but at the same time, he doesn't put her up on his social media platform. And the only time he ever seen with her is when she is revealing him. When I was in my 20s, I would show my husband when we were dating, and I would do that because I want people to know, oh, this is my man. But when you're with a man for 10 years, you don't show them anymore. She's still showing this man. This girl has not grown up one bit. Not one bit. She's still a child. So there have been several celebrity cheating scandal over the years, from Brad Pitt having an affair with Angelina Jolie while married to Jennifer Aniston, to Kristen Thompson cheating on Khloe Kardashian with many women, even famous men who carry public profile as wife guy like Adam Levy, Nev, Fuller have recently been caught cheating. So what is it about these other women that seem to make them so attractive to men who already have incredible partner? I want to know. In 2015, the dating site Seeking Arrangement wanted to get to the bottom of finding out why married men cheat and what they think a perfect mistress is like. Okay, add. So let the ad play out. So that did not play. I was trying to play the reason why men seem to go for those women they consider the perfect mistress, but it's not playing. So I have to find a different way to get the video. This was a man who have the perfect wife. She was beautiful, smart, and successful, but yet he's still treated until the wife give up.
Hello, I'm Martel Holt.
Hi, I'm Melody Holt. And when Carlos King reached out to us and asked us to share our experience with Kingdom Reign Entertainment and how we went from a consultation to landing a show on the Oprah Winfrey Network, we were more than excited and happy to share our story.
Yes, it was 4 years ago when we sat down with Carlos King.
Well, the Carlos King.
Yes, actually to share our vision on having a reality-based show here in Huntsville, Alabama.
Yep, and so now I think the main thing to take away is this. When you're partnered and connected to the right people, it may not happen exactly whenever you want it to, but it always happens when it's supposed to. And we just thank Carlos for staying in contact with us constantly over the years, always keeping in contact, always sending text messages, and now here we are. So never lose faith, never lose hope, and know that when you have people working on your behalf like Carlos King, magic is definitely going to transpire. We have a show premiering on the Oprah Winfrey Network in 2019.
Thanks to Carlos King with Kingdom Reign.
Kingdom Reign.
Thank you.
And this is who we cheat with.
They never mention your name on the show. They never mention my name on the show because they didn't want to get sued.
Look at her face. Her face is tough. Two big tough jawbone. She thinks she's pretty. I don't know, because if I put her against Melody, Melody is more attractive than her. So I don't understand. How can this girl be perfect? This girl is a loser.
They never mention your name on the show. They never mention my name on the show because they didn't want to get sued. That's why they didn't mention my name on the show, but they used my likeness because what else do they have to talk about?
They did not use her likeness. To this day, this girl has never been on the show. Not even her name been talked about on the show. The Martel, he called her peasant. And Melody is speaking about her marriage, her life. But this girl said it's her life. She's taking the married woman's story and saying it's her story and it's her likeness. And if they talk about her on the show, they will get sued. She's the one inside. It's coming inside of this woman's home, this woman's life, and then she thinks it's hers. And now she feels like she won because the wife passed him on to her. Here what the perfect mistress look like. Because I just show you this one, that tough face one. The only thing she loves to say, oh, I have good hair. Like Melody have good hair too, girl. And I don't think any man care about hair. Like if he care about hair while he's cheating with you, then he's dumber than we even think he is. One, what the perfect mistress look like. So, men tend to go for mistress between the age of 25 and 31. 25 and 31. The first mistress that I've played She's now in her 50, I think. And she's with him for 20 years. So I think she'll probably be around maybe in her late 20 or early 30 when she met the man that she's speaking of. And this one, which is Courslaw, she met him when she was 24. So definitely, that's the age range they look for. These married men, they look for women in the age between 25 and 31. Normally, they will go for blonde, 61% desirable. Well, when it's a black lady, so they'll look for women that tend to feel like they're better than other females. And normally, the reason why a man go for blonde most of the time is because they feel that the blonde hair woman is more dipsy. They can play more game. 47% of men prefer green hair. And I guess this is white man prefer more. And 33% like women with a athlete body build. And that tough face, she have, his wife was perfect. She have a perfect body, but I don't know. This tough mistress, Courslaw, she have a fake bum. A fake bum that she said is real. And she be like she have a man build body. 32% men want a woman with 32D bra size. And men tend to seek mistress, which are not, the women are normally white female or Asian. That would be the top two. Men also look for women who have open mind, open mind to what? And they also prefer, number 3, they prefer women who is single, and they normally go for women who are in college, which can be college graduate or student with a degree. So they tend to go for a woman who are student, which the Courslaw, she fit perfect. Yeah, she was the perfect mistress. And they go for fourth one is the man tend to go for women who still young and youthful, which I would say more naive young female. Yeah. So because my video is not playing on the side, I just have to play the one I have here.
Your mom and dad are still married?
No,
They're not.
2-parent household.
Okay. Okay. How does it, I guess, being that you were raised in, you know, with your mom and your dad in the same house, correct?
Two-parent household.
What do you mean two-parent household?
Okay, excuse me.
Because I'm taking it as when you say two-parent household, your mom and your dad were in the same house.
Okay, so no, excuse me. I was raised with my mother.
Okay.
My father's side did have a two-parent household until he got divorced.
You hear that? When they say young and naive. You understand that? This is another mistress.
Judge heard me out when it came to Melody being in contempt by not giving me her phone number. And all the paperwork shows that
when Martell arrives at the barbecue and Mel decides she's not going to speak to him, I do understand we've been separated before, not divorced as they have, and at some point I wasn't speaking to your ass and didn't want to speak to you, so.
I get it, but you know, divorce, it can be complicated.
But I can see both sides.
She can because she was a mistress once upon a time.
Can't nobody see you.
Yo!
But don't nobody see you, though.
Okay, guys, I'm in my backyard responding to your inbox message. Let's go. Can you please pray for my marriage? We are separated. My husband has a girlfriend. He lives with her. They said they're staying together forever. They said nobody is going to break them up. Please pray that God brings my husband back to me. I really want my husband back. I want my marriage back. What do I do? I want to go back up to this one part that stands out to me. It says, they said, which means that's the girlfriend, the mistress, and your husband. It says, they said, they're staying together forever, and said nobody is going to break them up. Nobody. And that includes you. I don't know if I would want a husband who says, I'm staying with this woman and I'm never leaving. And no one, including you, is going to break us up. So if you're going to pray, woman of God, if you're going to pray, don't ask God for that man back. If you want that husband back, ask God that he would deliver him, heal him, transform his heart, teach him how to love and cherish and value you, and teach him how to be a husband, a leader of the home, one who loves God with all his heart, mind, and soul. But what I wouldn't pray for, you can if you want to, but I wouldn't pray for that husband back, because see, that husband, apparently he wants to be somebody else's husband. I don't want a man that don't want me. I don't want a man that is going to look in my eyes and say to me, we stand together forever and nobody is going to break us up, including you. See, what happens with us is we let them tear our value, our confidence, and our self-esteem up, and leave us in a place of desperation that we would want to beg them back. But no. See, I'm going to pray that God restores you, that God builds you up, and help you to understand your value and your worth. And if it's his will that this man returns to you, that he will return new and improved, saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Spirit, transformed by the renewing of his mind. That's what I'm going to pray for. But nothing in me can pray for that particular man to come back. This is why God told us, It is better for you to put your confidence in me than in man. Because it's not if man is going to fail you, it's when and how often. Humans will fail you, and some will fail you miserably. But when your foundation, your trust, your everything is rooted and grounded in God, you will not be moved nor shaken. Yes, it will hurt. Yes, it will be painful, but you will not be shaken or devastated by whatever they do to you because you got your trust in the right place. Let me give you an example. And this example, I want you to go and read for yourself in the Word of God. It is found in John chapter 6, verse 60. And this is a time when Jesus is speaking the truth. Now, Jesus is that deal, right? If somebody you want to hang with and follow, it's him, right? But these disciples who were following him, who were dedicated their lives to him, he called them disciples, decided, I don't want you no more. Like your husband is saying right now. But I want you to pay attention to what God did. Now I'm going to start in chapter 6 of John, and I'm going to drop down here to verse 66, but I want you to read the whole chapter and the chapter behind it. It goes on to say in verse 66, from this time, many of his disciples turned back and no longer followed him. I just want you to stop right now. He called them disciples, which means at one point they dedicated their lives to him. And now, because he has spoken something that they refused to accept and believe, they decided to no longer follow him. They decided to turn back. Sometimes we're going to be in a marriage and they're going to go down the aisle and confess their vows to us. And one day, whatever reason they may have, they wake up like your husband did and go finds another woman and decides to no longer follow you. Watch what Jesus did. Verse 67. He turned around to the other 12 disciples that were still standing there, and he said, do you want to leave too? Do you want to leave too? What was Jesus showing them? I'm not begging nobody to stay with me because I know how value I am. I know that I'm good, and I'm okay with anybody that decides to stay with me or to leave, because Jesus was fully aware of those who were going to stay and continue to follow him. He already knew it. If your husband leaves you, it is not a shock to God. What we need to be doing is doing like the 12. Look, watch what the 12 said that remained. Simon Peter said this. What was Peter trying to say? I don't know about them, but what I know is that you're the living God, and you're the truth. You're the way. I'm sticking with you because I know that there is no one better. Here's what you got to know. That though your husband left you, it does not take anything away from you. When they left, it took nothing away from Jesus.
Yeah. And that's the thing. This girl, she believed she's everything.
Can't nobody see you. Yo. But don't nobody see you though.
Not knowing that she's stupid. When she would have found a man who would love her for her, she's with someone who's still in love with their wife. And will always be. Because it wasn't him who left his wife. It was his wife who left him. So he's at loss. So here's our 10 things guarantee to happen as a result of being a mistress. So these are for the mistress. Remember, when I first start the video, I show course law Future. That lady is coleslaw future. You know, you see how she's coming out when she's in her 50, crying because he left her, and now he have the mistress, his new mistress on the pension, and now the new mistress is gonna earn almost everything that she earned, and she did not even know what was gonna happen. The same thing that's gonna happen to Arionne Curry. It's coming. Give her 5 more years. 5 more years. She's leaving with nothing because that man ain't giving her nothing. Nothing. Everything he's gonna leave is gonna be for his children, not for her, because he doesn't respect her. Number one, he will still sleep with both of you. You and his wife. We already knew that. He may admit it. You would think it's temporary, but this disrespect behavior will continue. He will do whatever he needs in order to keep the peace at home. After all, it's complicated. So that's exactly what Martha was doing. He was sleeping with his mistress, and he go home, he's with his wife. Number two, he still loves his wife, no matter how great you are. We are to see the signs. We see the sign that even though it's 5 years after she left, he's still obsessed with her. He doesn't want she to date no one, because as long as she do not date anyone, then one day she may take him back. He's hoping that one day Melody will forgive him and take him back. And he will run so fast with a open arm. He may be perfect baby doll and a new best friend, but she's the mother of his children. That bond and history are like cement, especially if she's loyal and still love him. See what I'm saying? Cement. The love that he have for his wife is like cement. She control the mood in the house, which Melody still basically Melody control Martell and Coleslaw relationship, because recently Coleslaw came out on the internet and put out the security guard information, his wife picture, and that let you know that Melody still have full control over Martell. That because he's so obsessed with his wife, he make the side girl do things for him, and she's willing to do it. And that's where she's stupid, because his wife and him divorced 5 years ago. Why is he still interfering with his wife's life? Why would he make you even put out a picture about a security guard? If his wife dating a security guard, you should be excited. He should feel excited. And if he does not feel excited, it's because the bond and history with his wife are like cement. She controls the mood in the house, the wife do, and happiness of his kids. He will not risk disruption of his children. They are his proudest achievement. Well, his wife left him, so that is one. He won't make you a priority. We see that. Recently, she put out another picture, video, and she's at a game. And while she's at the game,
Morning, friends.
She's filming herself, and when she's filming herself, she's showing Martel, and he doesn't want to be in the video. It does not want to be in the video. I don't know how she's not ashamed. How can she not be ashamed? He doesn't want to be in the video. He will squeeze you in around agenda at work and precious moment with his family to make you feel important. So he squeeze you in. It doesn't mean that you're important. He just squeeze you in. That means it just want you to feel good at that moment. It will give you just enough charm, call, SEX, sexy text, expensive dinner, outing, token gift, cards, and I love you to keep you in a tour for months, making you forget you are only on the sideline of his life, not in the core. Not in the core. So, he will only keep the side girl on the sideline of his life, not in the core. And I would say this to side girl Curry. She needs to go and check it out, Martel's social media, because he still have Melody on his social media platform. So if she scroll all the way down to the bottom, she will find Martel. It's right there, with Melody video with him still there. He doesn't want to remove Melody. He may even bond enough to keep a condo with you in urban location, so he may get a place for you so that he can have the best of both worlds. He may relocate your career for him, thinking it's truly committed to you, but he's not. You will forget as you play house that you're just the mistress, not the missus. You have no right to anything. Nothing. That's why when Melody divorced Martel, he was left with nothing. And now, this girl who was dressing up and playing pretty while Melody and Martel was married, now she is in cheap clothes. She doesn't even do her hair. Her teeth still have not been removed from those grill she still have on them. And she is very average. Very. He put her out in outing that is very cheap. They go cheap dinner. They buy cheap clothes. There's nothing fancy. Not anymore. Number 4, you spend the holiday alone. He did that a lot. Until when he get dumped by his wife. You hide your life from friends and family. And that's the thing. This mistress, she couldn't keep it calm. So she had to come on social media to let everyone know. You begin to question how great you really are, getting into such a shameful situation. Yeah, this girl is proud. She's proud to be a mistress. She's not ashamed of what she did. She's proud of it. But you have his key, credit card, number, and secret. You have come this far. Surely he cannot live much longer without you. Life is about taking risks, especially for true love, right or wrong. He just came out with this girl. She's not his true love. Number 6, you wait in vain for years, hoping for a day that will never come. Whew. If you think this is the first time he has stepped out of his marriage, think again. Embezzler, still small amount of money before they make up stealing millions. Makes sense. A person starts small before they start big, before they get to the bigger stealing. Untrue. Married man in different way before they become comfortable with full-fledged affair. You might actually believe your situation is different and that you are special. That would never materialize. You're not special. You're just part of all of the other women. It's just that you're happy with your situation, so you stay around. So this side girl, Curry, she's happy with her situation, so that's why she stay around. Because she doesn't have nothing going on for her. And she's happy to play the side girl as long as he's happy to have her around. She's happy with her situation. She's in a situationship. He probably married her just to help him get out of his legal trouble. But it's not for love. He doesn't love her. Number 7, when you try to leave, he'll rope you back in. Remember, I don't have those video when Curry Girl said he kept coming back for her. So she felt that she was something special because he kept on coming back. But here's number 7. He said, when you try to leave, he'll rope you back in. If you attempt to end an affair, he will let you go every time because he doesn't want you to be gravity in holding you back. He will manipulate you with his tears, love letter, roses, and heart-wrenching vice message. Key point. I don't know why. Didn't this girl check these out? But these are for the future side chicks. There will be no more empty promise. He will finally talk to his wife, but know this, he will never leave her, his kids, or his money. Another sign. He never leave Melody. He never leave his children. Melody dump him. If you try to give him space to work on his marriage, he might become concerned about your long-term loyalty because you need to be loyal to him because you're working. You return to him hoping to prove you will be there, but when he leave her, this situation is making you absolutely miserable. When you are apart, you beg him to tell his wife she deserves to know. Your mood will become more validated as you think of her at home waiting for him. Innocent and unsuspecting, you want him to make the right choice without pressure. This is just not right, and you know it. Yet you protect him anyway. So that's the trick. Martha does not want Melody to move on because he's open that somewhere down the line, there's a little hope that he will get back with Melody. So if he makes sure that she never did no guys, that's good for him. That's good for him. Because he's hoping she will never date anyone. So that somehow, somewhere, she will take him back. Number 8. You will start to feel extremely guilty. Well, Curry girl, she doesn't feel guilty. One time she did, in one of the videos, she wanted to apologize to Melody. I guess so this, what I'm reading, speak volume. I hope one day she'll come across my video and she'll hear this, because in the next 5 to 10 years, he's gonna dump her. Number 9, he will finally admit it. He cannot leave his wife. We already knew that. He called the mistress petulant, and then the wife is the one who left. So you'll feel used and cheap when he finally tell you things. You cannot reconcile. You're at home. You know that his value is safe, wealthy lifestyle, far more than living an open, honest, new life with you. Mistress are like diamond, sparkle, beautiful, and only worn for certain occasion. Wife are like water, needed every day to sustain the well-being of its family, relative, finance, and social status. Wives are part of the core. Mistresses are margin. Both women are kept in the dark. Well, many times the side chick know what she is afterward. So the side chick is only the margin, but the center core is the wife. Number 10, my final one. You let go. Not all of them. You finally pack up and walk out the door for good, realizing this situation is like an infinity circle, making you unfocused in all areas of your life. You know what? Because Arionne Curry, she is living very poor life. She cannot leave Martel even when she wants to do it, because she needs him. He doesn't need her, but she needs him. So she would never leave. She would never leave. Okay, let's go back to my videos.
How many times we gonna act like having multiple women ain't in a man's nature?
The wife is walking up. The wife is here.
Hold on, come here. Now, I admire you as a wife, because I am a wife. But I'm gonna ask you, why is your husband coming up here asking that question?
He just wanted to know.
But when men say it's in their nature, when men speak on that, it's usually an excuse for their behaviors that they have. And they don't want to acknowledge that. And we're also listening to men who don't even possess the qualities or the character to be able to navigate that many women.
From a woman's perspective. From a woman's perspective, though.
They don't.
From a woman's perspective.
No, I'm speaking for the men who are usually having this conversation. The men online who are usually having this conversation are not the ones who even qualify to have multiple women to take care of them. when we talk, no, let me just say this real quick. When we talk about having multiple women, we are not talking about financial provision. We are talking about women. That means that you have the emotion, you have to have the emotional capacity, the emotional intelligence to deal with multiple women, different layers. When we talk about women in motherhood, this comes with different responsibilities, different needs and things like that. And most men don't have that. Most of the men who are speaking on this are selfish men who are simply just trying to have women for their own selfish needs.
So he cheated on you, yet he tells you that he loves you. Is that even possible? A client of mine was crying in one of our sessions recently and told me this. I thought he loved me. How could he cheat on me? How could he do that with somebody else? Now, many people, including you, would probably answer that question with, that is because he doesn't love you. But what I'm about to tell you is true. Your partner can be ocean deep in love with you and still cheat, because the problem isn't love. In my 7 years of coaching, I've helped many couples get to the root cause of why cheating happened even when they were deeply in love. Over the years, I've discovered many reasons, but here's one of the most interesting ones. Husbands who are in love but still cheat are not looking to replace you. They are not seeking validation from others. And they are not lacking intimacy or attention from you. And that is why they cannot explain themselves when you catch them. The reason why those husbands cheat is because they simply do not take their commitment seriously. They believe they can just have some fun and forget about it. But when they get caught, they watch the person that they love crumble to dust. If you and your partner experienced cheating and decided to heal the wounds instead of separating, the cheating partner must learn that commitment is a part of being in love. To make sure they do not cheat again, they must redefine what love is. My name is Michael J. Fitt, and I am an infidelity recovery specialist. And if you and your spouse want to learn how to build a committed, cheating-free relationship in just 30 days, schedule your free consultation today. Do relationships last with the person they cheated on their partner with? If your spouse left you and perhaps the family you had together for their affair partner, you may be wondering this. And to answer that, statistically, 95% of relationships do not last when they are birthed from infidelity. And out of those 5% that actually married, their marriage only lasted 5 years. So we are looking at anywhere between a 2 and 3% success rate. Now, why don't they last? That is because a relationship is supposed to be created from the foundations of trust and commitment, not lying and deception. Also, in many of those relationships, those that are involved are not there for the actual partnership. They are there for their own needs.
You know, there's a saying that says, men marry hoping the woman will never change, women marry hoping the man will change. And so a lot of women get with a man who has what she considers untapped potential, but sometimes potential is a figment of your imagination. And what you see is not what he has in him or he even wants for himself. And sometimes the desire to grow or want our partner to grow is really wanting them to be something they're not.
Yes.
And that's the reason why people fall apart, because they'll never fit that box that their partner dreamed of them fitting into. So we got to be honest about, is this even something I can walk into and grow into, or is just, this is who I am? Either we're on the same page or we're not, and maybe we got to move in a new direction.
You want to make someone stop cheating only because you really want to stay and you really want this person? This is what you do. The next time they cheat, don't say anything. Don't argue with them. Don't nag on them. Just let them know that you know. Make sure you let them know that you know. That's it. Step number 2, what you want to do, you want to start doing your thing. Start going out. Don't tell them where you're going. Don't try having deep conversations with them. But you're still laughing, you're still smiling. Even though that they know that you know, act like you ain't mad. Just relax. But start living your life and start letting them see that you're living your life, regardless. Don't check upon them asking them where they're at, what they're doing, who they're going with. Just stop. And I promise you, you will see what happens. You know, psychologically, when somebody thinks that you don't care anymore, or thinks that you are done, that's when people start to act right. Now, I'm not encouraging you to stay with someone who cheats on you, but I know how some of you all are. Some of you all ain't going nowhere because you're already invested, you have kids with them, you have whatever, you have property, you have a house, and I get it. But if you want them to chill out on the cheating, you got to start living your life and showing them that you are living your life. And then they'll realize what they are doing to you. They'll be a little afraid. They recognize that you are good by yourself and you could move on. You know, a lot of people cheat because they know that you ain't going nowhere. People do you wrong and say all these things about you and to you because they know that you're not going nowhere, because all you do is nag and complain. And the more you nag and the more you talk is the more you stay, because that's what you all do. Because every man knows that when a woman gets quiet, something is going on in her head. And that's when a man begins to listen. Do this at your own risk, though. Don't say I said.
And this is the reason why a lot of men end up marrying somebody who's a maid but not a friend.
Bro, I'm gonna throw some your way, and I want you to answer that.
This is the reason why she's washing your clothes. She's doing everything that you want her to do, but you don't want to talk to her. She easily irritates you because you don't even like her.
That's what I want to get to. Thank you for going there.
You don't even like her.
Bro, I've talked to several married men who told me that they don't like their wives. I asked them, well, are you at least friends with your wife? They're like, friends?
I bet they do. I bet they do everything for them, though. They do everything for them, though.
Can I say something?
You make enough money to marry a maid. I mean, to hire a maid. I mean, and then marry a friend, right?
Wow.
If you want, if that's what you want, and so what you really want is somebody to cater to your egos,
your brokenness, Yeah.
Because you didn't get that to Jesus.
Woo. Go ahead, go sis.
Can I say something? I have thought it a bit interesting that it does seem like some men enjoy men more than they enjoy women, but they marry women because they're supposed to, but their affections, their time, their energy, their vulnerability is giving space for men more than so.
Most of these men, they're more attractive to their own sex. They're attractive to other men. So they want to hang out with their boys more than they want to hang out with their girlfriends.
Let me walk you through the mind of a person who has decided to stay after discovering infidelity, after discovering that their partner is having an affair. This person now has to have superhuman strength. They have to now process emotions that they want to run from, trying to process hurt and betrayal and disappointment and frustration and disgust and resentment and anger and sadness. Just if you can think about that, that is exhausting to a person. And it feels like you are losing your mind. But they also have to see you, the person that they once saw as attractive, as beautiful, the person that they once believed would not hurt them. They have to see you in a more positive light when they are truly disgusted by you. They have to process the things that they cannot process. The whens, the wheres, the whys, the hows, all of those questions that they know that they would probably never get the answers to. Now they have a developed fear of you possibly doing this again. What if you go back to this person? When you're the person who has cheated, before you come in saying, I want you to heal, you need to forgive me, you decided to stay. You knew what you were signing up for. Before you say that, realize how distorted their reality is now. Realize how much it's going to take for them to truly forgive you and to truly move forward. That's not something that's going to happen in a day or a week. And you honestly don't have the right to really put a time period on it. Because if that's the case, then you made a choice as well. When you cheat, you hide it for a reason, because you know when your partner finds out about it, it's going to hurt them. It's going to destroy them. You are not going to have the same person that you had before. So before you come in making these unrealistic demands, and before you start being unreasonable, realize that you have possibly destroyed that person. That person can't eat, they can't sleep, they can barely navigate life, they can't get work done. They're constantly worrying about what it is that you're doing. There's no true resolve. Their mind just keeps going. Love and history is one of the biggest blinders. And that's why most people stay in relationships to begin with. So think about that before you say you need to get over it, because that's not real.
Six years ago, after my husband's affair, I asked him, were you in love with her? And he didn't want to answer any of my questions. You know, at the time, he was in such a dark place that he pushed me away. And that's what led to filing for divorce. But once we were reconciled and I was healed and I was able to approach him respectfully, I said, did you love her? And he said, no. I said, then what was it? And he said, Amber, I was infatuated. Infatuated, that's not love, that's lust. So I looked up the definition. I Googled it. Infatuated, possessed with an intense but short-lived passion or admiration for somebody. That's it. Your spouse doesn't love the affair partner. They're walking in lust, which is sin. Sin leads to death. So please, don't think that this is your fault, that your spouse has ran off with the love of their life, because they have not. They're lying to themselves. If they're infatuated with this person, then this passion they have is short-lived. Don't believe the lies of the enemy. You don't just fall out of love with your spouse. You get distracted by lust and sin. Don't give up, friend. If I made it through, you can too. God bless.
The information I read, the 10 reasons why a mistress should not become a mistress. She just point out exactly what those issues, those points. He doesn't love the mistress. It's just something at a time. If the wife gives him what you want, then the mistress is no longer needed. So let me move on to my third and last final one.
So yeah, like last time I seen Drea when we was talking about that shit, she was with Puff, and I
fucked her.
I feel like she was giving a nigga a hand. This nigga Puff was trying to have a meet with me or whatever, and like fucking we there, and like Cassie's in the house or whatever, and like Drea's there or whatever, and like Drea's sitting next to him.
Yeah, the threesome.
And the nigga's trying to have a meeting with me, and like I think that like Drea like giving him a hand job or something under the cut blanket. While we in there. I'm like, bro, I don't want to talk too much. I went back downstairs with Travis Scott.
Wait, Drea freaky like that?
I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie. She did say some lines. She said my wholeness could be deleted. And honestly, if she wasn't that attractive, I would say no, he can't. But if she's so bad, I'm like, yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. For her, it can.
She bad.
So she gave him a hand job. I thought did he like niggas though?
I don't know what did he do behind closed.
So you're sitting here.
He ever did with me? It was like yo, like, but it's like yo, I met. So damn, I was at a crossroads in my career, and like I was about to leave Atlanta.
But yeah, I show.
This is a mistress that been going around playing with people's husband for years. And now she got pregnant by a young boy who is the same age as her son. She's in her 40 and he's in his 20. And now she's pregnant. Well, she have the baby already now. But she got pregnant by a young boy in his 20. Around the same age as his son. I mean, her son. And you see, these mistresses, they don't have class. They don't respect themselves. And they will go in desperate ways to feel complete. Yeah. This girl has been a mistress for so long. And obviously none of the men would claim her. So now she went ahead and she go for a young boy in his 20s.
Here I'm in a private relationship, not a secret relationship. There's a difference.
Yes.
So I am very much in a relationship. However, I'm not in a relationship on social media. My relationship does not exist on social media. It's not for y'all. It's for me, my kids, my friends, my family. People are just really negative on there, and I feel like when they see your happiness and they see, you know, what you got going on, they want to hate on it or they want to try it themselves. And yeah, I just believe life is so much better. My previous relationship was all over social media. This one is completely different, and I think that keeping it off of there has a big part in it. People will try to be in a secret relationship and try to appear single. I don't appear single. I will acknowledge my man. I'm that girl. My man, my man, my man. So I will acknowledge him on social media. I'm just not posting our vacation pics because
Management. I'm in love. I do management. I'm in.
Pregnant. Got the young boy.
Damn, if they only knew. But like, I was shocked too, though. Like that day when I was riding home with Philly in the car. Yeah. I don't know if I can tell that story. If you want me to tell that story.
No, she's a mother now.
She's a mother now. Yeah, we can't do that because that day changed my life. I ain't gonna lie. That day changed my life. That's when Swaggy P was like, okay, now this is what NBA is about.
Hey, listen. NBA, hey, listen, I'll let you know this is.
Yeah. When I'm riding in the car, he in the back seat. I turned my head, this nigga against it. Huh?
Nah.
What was you doing in that back seat, Gil?
Huh?
What was you doing in that back seat? We went to the strip club.
These men are loser. Even though they're talking about Drea, they're losers. They know they were with their wife or their partner, and they still pursue her until they get dumped by their wife, and now they're single. And now they're trying to interfere with her. It's not her fault. You know you were married. You know you had a girlfriend, and yet you still went ahead and sleep with her. Went ahead and date Drea, knowing that you were in a relationship. So I don't agree with them trying to blame her.
Jalen Green and Drea.
She's 39. He's 21. She also has a 21-year-old son. So I'm a little disturbed.
What's the problem with what Drea's doing? Is what men do.
I'm a parent, so I'm not smashing nothing that's the same age as my kid.
If your son was 21 and he's a multi-millionaire and he brings a cougar home that looks good, what you gonna do?
I'm gonna look at him crazy. I'm like, bro, what you doing?
Man, you gonna say good job, son.
Right.
Good job.
No, I'm not.
Good job.
No, I'm not. Your stepson is the same age
But
as you.
at least he's taller than her kid. Oh my God. Men have been doing this forever. And we see a woman does it, it's a big deal.
Is it love or money then?
I think it's a business transaction.
For Drea, she's in there for business?
Yeah, I think Drea has always dated men for business and financial stability.
Of course, financial stability starts it, but if you're gonna bring kids in it, I will hope it has some level of love. Just a little.
Oh, people have kids for money every day, B.
Like twice your age is like a red flag.
But how you know that he didn't pursue her?
Hey man, I'm not judging nobody. They're both consenting adults. I'm not judging them.
But we're making it seem like this. We making it seem like this kid ain't slide into, could potentially have slid into her DMs and start rizzing her up, and she probably was like, I ain't into young guys, and he kept, started rizzing her up.
To this.
Whenever I have to discuss with Drea, like I'm gonna discuss with her on a.
You know what? Probably give me a copyright for that. So yeah, that's it for me with this video. And the video is all about why my relationship. Why did the man cheat? Because he want to. It doesn't have to be a very good looking woman or a side man. You have side men, which we found out this week that Ken is a sad boy. He tend to date married women and then he go in their home and take over. So these mistress, they're not gonna stop. And these husbands, they need to do better. If you don't want to be in a relationship with your wife, just say it. Just say it. And that is it. Topic done.
You don't care what you're doing to me. You don't care what you're doing to me.